November 28, we have a first quarter moon in Pisces and Saturn retrograde in Pisces fucking ends. Melbourne time, that'll be 2:51 p.m. Everybody, especially the Saturn in Pisces babies, take a fucking breath. Take a fucking breath. We did it. The Saturn retrograde in Pisces is done for 30 years, give or take. Okay? You fucking did it. Now we start going forward. Now we start seeing results. Now we start seeing karma being handed out. Good, bad, reward, lesson. Here we fucking go. Okay? So, the day does not start off very fucking easily, okay? Because 1:34 a.m. we are moon in Aquarius, 27 degrees, which is the Gemini degree, and it is squaring up on Scorpio. On fucking Scorpio Lilith, and she's a spicy bitch. Okay, she's a fucking spicy bitch, right? Now, a Lilith at 27 degrees of Scorpio is bit chatty about the spicy, right? Is it extra loud? And Lilith is that part of us, right? Black moon Lilith. So the black moon, the dark moon, the part of our emotions that we don't really want to deal with, that we don't want to look at, right? The parts that we reject, okay? But at 27 degrees, the Gemini degree, we're gathering information, we're talking, we're thinking, right? Aquarius, already thinking. So it's double thinking. So your emotional space is overthinking, and it's having a bit of a fucking battle with Lilith, probably because she's not shutting up. Okay. And this is like your emotional space, and it can be a little bit kind of cold when it's in Aquarius, right? Because Aquarius has that ability to just fucking turn it off. And so this is where we're sort of seeing some inner friction that's really trying to shift what it is that you thought you should feel shame about, what it is that you thought that you should reject about yourself, what it is that you thought you should feel guilty about, right? And this is where we get this friction, which is what a square is. Like, hello, I'm here to cause some obstacles in your life, whether it be internal or outside of you. And in a really hard, irritating way, I'm going to be quite demanding about action and growth. Thank you so much. Okay. Because this is something that's going to need a little bit of tension and friction to be able to understand, to be able to grow. So these two things are having like an opposing view, right? Like they're just not getting along, but that is the conversation that you're going to learn from. So the dream space could be quite aggressive, to be honest. And then here we go. What's going on now? We got 3:10 a.m. Mars making a semi-square to fucking Pluto. Okay, so Mars is still at 16 degrees of Sagittarius. So like we're trying to take action, but we're like nurturing ourselves through it, right? Semi-square, bringing a bit of like something needs to be thrown away, right? What is it? What is it? Now, this energy to me, especially because of the quintile to Mars afterwards, okay, this is really needing to be careful that you are not thinking you fucking know everything, Sagittarius, right? That you are not using that kind of fiery Mars energy with the Sagittarius combined and thinking you fucking know everything, right? Because 16 degrees is a Cancer degree. Cancer energy, whether you like it or not, whether it upsets people or not, is stubborn as fuck, thinks that it's right, and it won't say that. It just internally is stubborn as fuck, right? The opposition energy of it is a Capricorn. So they've got that fucking component to it where its heels are in the fucking dirt and I know what I fucking know. And so we want to be careful that we are not doing that, because the semi-square says you're going to have an open mind to understand this. And then the quintile says like, well, is it fucking worth holding on to that mentality? Right? Is it worth it? And 28 degrees is also a Cancer degree. So we're sort of coming through this energy, sort of like, how are you moving? And is it standing in your power, Pluto in Aquarius, right? And to stand in our power with Pluto in Aquarius, we have to be true and honest to who we really fucking are, right? To our authenticity. So we can't be fearing that. We can't be fearing judgment on who we are. And so this is where you want to be careful that the Mars in Sagittarius isn't just telling you that we're good. Don't be showing people that. Don't do that. We've been doing this for a long time. Like we figured this out ages ago. We know how to show up. Be careful, because you need to be open-minded. Because yeah, okay, you might have known how to show up. You might have that down. You might think you know what people want to see and what makes you feel good, but you're not that same person anymore. And that's why all of these aspects are asking for these kind of go with the flow, right? Go with the flow. And Saturn in Pisces, our retrograde is ending on this same day. So we want to be going with the flow, okay? So that we can reap the benefits of Saturn going direct. So be careful that you are not moving from that righteous space, okay? Be careful that you're not holding on to some kind of belief that you could let go of, right? That quintile to Mars at 4:17 p.m., that could be like that you fucking turned your feelings off because they weren't looked after when you were a child, and that's how you're fucking moving forward, and that's just how it is, and fuck everybody. Okay? Don't do that. So we get this little, I'm going to say a little bit of fuckery, but it's really not. It's pretty significant the way that I read it, which is the moon squaring Uranus at 29 degrees. So this is going to bring a little bit of a fucking push and a little bit of like a stressful kind of critical kind of moment. And it's giving you an opportunity to really look back, like over the last 8 years, right? Uranus in Taurus was in Taurus for 8 years. So during that time, how secure did you feel about being yourself? And why? So this is where we get this friction that kind of says that there is like a conflict of interest between who you were 8 years ago or within the last 8 years and who you are now and what the emotional requirements of this person is. Okay. And the semi-sextile to Neptune is going to allow us to yet again be fucking open-minded here, right? To be able to let go of something we probably didn't even know we needed to let go of, right? And because it's involving that Neptune at 29 degrees of Pisces, okay, and the moon will be void because it will go void around this time, these last aspects. So there is something that was likely an emotional program that is generational, right? And that has been stopping you from seeing something from a different perspective, okay? Because then the fucking moon moves into Pisces and 7:53, like this is all happening in the fucking morning, guys, all of it. 7:53 a.m., a biquintile says what? A biquintile says you need to let go of this idea to move forward. And Pisces energy is about integration. So what are we letting go of? Something from the family. Jupiter at 24 degrees of Cancer, probably your mother. Okay, probably your mother. Mother line, right? Her mother, your grandmother, something along those lines. There's a belief that needs to be let go of and understood. Okay, and you need to understand how it affected you and you need to let it go. Then semi-sextile to Pluto. Okay, so we're being open-minded. We're going to go for a little wander in the underworld. Oh, who's in here? Who can I bring out? Let's go. Let's bring out another little part of me. Okay, Sun gonna square the moon. Now the reason that that's going to happen, and like that's at the end of the day. Okay, 6 p.m. almost. So Sun in Sag, 6 degrees Virgo degree. So this one's going to be about the physical, right? The actual life that we're living, right? The journey of your current existence. Having a fucking battle with like the spiritual and the emotional, right? Pisces and the moon. 6 degrees is the Virgo degree. So we're like in a healing space, in a service related space, right? So the battle is emotions and spirituality as like sort of being of service to you in order to integrate the thing, but it's also about like how you embody your emotional and spiritual self, right? How you embody your emotional and spiritual self is having a fight with who the fuck you thought you were and the habits that you stuck to and the things that you thought you knew, right? And it's going to be a bit fucking hard-headed about it. It's going to be a bit hard-headed about it. And at the same time, because we've got this Chiron aspect afterwards, this 6 p.m. aspect, because if there's one thing that Pisces, Virgo, and Sagittarius have in common, it's very much like just fucking get it done. What? Trauma? Yeah, okay, great, deal with it, move on. What? Some kind of emotional programming that you don't like yourself? I mean, fucking just deal with it and get on with it, right? Those energies do not like to fuck around. They don't want, like, we're not going to sit there and pity everybody. We're not doing that, right? We're going to move on. We're going to understand it, integrate it, move on. And so that's where this kind of battle comes, because it's like, okay, what, you thought you fucking knew something and now you've got some feelings about it? Like, so what? Like, figure it out. So that could be really fucking harsh, right? Be careful with that one. Be careful with that one. That's going to cause some fights. That's going to have some people hurting some people's feelings, okay? So 922 semi-square to Chiron, Pisces at 8 degrees, right? So 8 degrees, of course, the Scorpio degree. So we are sort of transforming something within that trauma space, right? And Chiron at 23 degrees of Aries, retrograding. So this is the part of the childhood wound that affects your identity, specifically 23 degrees, the Aquarius degree, how you are different from other people. So it's like Chiron in Aries is the wound of identity, but at 23 degrees, it is specifically like the parts of you that you hide because you know they're different from everybody else. And so this is where we're trying to change the emotional programming that comes with knowing that there are parts of you that are different to everybody else. Okay. So this could be a battle of a fucking day. Okay. If you start work early, what day is this? Friday. If you start work early, that's square to Uranus, you could be fucking late. Okay. You could definitely be late. But when we get down that semi-sextile to Pluto and then that sun squaring the moon, in between that, Saturn goes direct. Okay. Saturn goes direct there. Now, the reason that is especially important is because when the sun squares the moon, which is the first quarter moon in Pisces, we are now forward moving and taking responsibility for ourselves and our values and what the fuck we want, because Saturn's gone direct. So the square to the moon, the first quarter moon in Pisces, is saying, hey, remember the 20th when we had the Scorpio new moon and you sort of like started something new? Yeah, what work have you done? Have you done the work? And because we're at 6 degrees, it kind of wants like your homework. Like, what have you done since then? Okay. So it could be quite harsh then. It could be quite harsh, but I don't give a fuck. Honestly, I am like, hallelujah. Thank you, Saturn in Pisces retrograde, for ending. Okay. We are going to have to roll back through that 29 degrees of Saturn in Pisces over the next couple of weeks. But hopefully that just means we're going to see a really big ending and a really big incoming of what it is that we have fucking earned. Okay. If you want an energy reading or a tarot reading or a birth chart reading, you know where to find me. Stay with me.